I don't think the Westerners have any concept of how brutal the Iranian regime is.
They say, come with us because you are not wearing your hijab or your clothes are not the way we find it appropriate. Taken into custody and God knows what will happen to you. Many women are raped in custody and many don't return to their families.
Why are you here today?
We're here today to raise awareness about what's happening inside of Iran. People are being killed, beaten, harassed, abused and everything because they are just looking for freedom and they want the dictatorship to leave us alone. We are here to ask the world leaders to actually let go of the oil and stick to the people of Iran because consequently if we get our freedom they will get the oil again. But I think right now what we wanted in the first place was awareness, global awareness, and now we got to a good point. However, right now the most important next step is for the governments to take action and support us.
There are thousands of us in here gathered to protest against the brutalities in Iran, particularly against the women. We're fighting for women's rights and all the other democratic rights. Obviously, women's are the most oppressed section of the society. There are more than 20 articles of law in the Iranian Islamic Republic that openly denies the right of women in Iran.
I'm here to support the Iranian women in Iran who are fighting for their freedom. They've been doing this for the past 44 years. The freedom of speech, the freedom to wear whatever they like, and just to be free, just like the people around the world. I'm here to support that. I'm here to tell the world, to be a voice for the woman, to tell the world that there is a human rights violation happening as we speak in Iran. A lot of people turn their head and look the other way, but enough is enough. And they need to see what's happening, they need to hear about it, and I'm here just to be a voice for the women of Iran.
They killed the 22-year-old girl. Her name was Mahsa Amini. They killed her 16th of September, if I'm not wrong, and she was arrested for not having a proper hijab, which was it was nonsense. But she was totally fine, but she beaten her, and she went to coma and she died. But it was like a spark to Iran that people are gathering here against Iranian regime, because right now in Iran people are demonstrating and the Iranian regime, they're killing people right now. But we need the world just hear us. We need you to stand with Iranian people. We need you to be our voice because it is really brutal.
As women yourselves, how does it feel to see what is happening in Iran?
It's just emotional. We've been, honestly, us living in the UK, like we wake up, we like get our phones out, we need to follow the news. It's very emotional. We can't eat, we can't sleep. It's been hell, honestly. We are here to just be the voice of Iranian people in Iran. It's such a shame that the UK government they're silent. How? You're least trust. You're a woman. You're meant to be the voice of like women, not even Iranians. Women like out there. Everyone's been commenting. Everyone's been talking about. Everyone's standing by the people of Iran, and Liz Truss has failed to even mention it. That's honestly us as Iranian British. We are very disappointed.
I think it's disgraceful that after 4 weeks, Liz Truss, a female prime minister, hasn't said a word about the first feminist revolution in the world. There's been feminist uprisings before, but this is the first feminist revolution, and it is disgraceful that she's not saying anything. We've written to our MPs, the MPs have replied, but the British government, silence.
What the UK government can do is to stop the people who work with the Iranian government, who in our eyes are terrorists, to come to the UK. to buy property in the UK, to live freely here after stealing so much money from the government in Iran and from the people. They come and live here without any fear, with so much freedom. Their families live without the hijab, with the freedom of this country, but yet they point fingers at the women of our country. That's what the UK government and the governments in Europe and US can do. Stop these people who are linked to the government in Iran to come to the UK so freely.
Just to see the people protesting, how brave are they to do that against a dictatorship?
I don't think the Westerners have any concept of how brutal the Iranian regime is. So for 16, 17-year-olds to stand up to people who have brainwashed them all their lives and to actually stand up to them, the amount of bravery is just beyond words.
I have lived in Iran and I have been captured by morality police. I have experienced all of that. It's extremely dangerous. Right now, there are footage of people in different cities of Iran coming out that people are being shot, actually shot in the head. There is no playing around anymore. They have order to shoot people, and you can tell how much we want our freedom back, that we have come to a point where people have let go of everything and they don't care anymore. Nobody cares anymore about the consequences. The only thing we care is that the Islamic Republic should just go away.
These people, when the police is supposed to protect you and they turn completely against you, you see the cruelty that's happening there by the people that you are supposed to trust. It's unreal, It's crazy. We take a lot for granted living here. Just simple things, very simple things in Iran. If you do, the punishment isn't even on a basic level. Everything has one punishment, whether you get abused heavily or shot at or taken into custody, and God knows what will happen to you. Many women are raped in custody, and many don't return to their families. So it's much deeper than people think, and yes, you're right. We take a lot of our freedom here for granted, and for simple, small things, people have to go through hell and back in Iran.
The people are very brave. They come out and considering the very oppressive behavior of the Iranian regime. They are attacking a woman called Masa, a young lady called Masa, lost her life simply because she had a few strands of her hair outside her headscarf. That is awful. And the message has gone right across the world, and the people right around the world are condemning the situation, and they are obviously condemning the Iranian Islamic regime. The Iranian Islamic regime is the most hated regime in the world. They are behaving in much the same way as ISIS did over the years.
Because at least in here, when you go out, you're not going to be killed. Back home, they just shoot people. They don't care how old you are. Do you know how many kids have been shot? They just kill anybody. They don't care, honestly. It could be a 70-year-old man. It could be a 16-year-old girl. They just don't care. It's just very upsetting. That's why we are very emotional in here. It's just, very upsetting.
What do you want to see in Iran? I've spoken to a lot of people. They want democracy, they want freedom. Is that what you guys want?
That's what we want, and we want the change in the regime. We're not happy. They're dictators. They've been killing our people. They've been killing us. That's the reason everyone's been fleeing Iran, just to find peace, just to find freedom. Yeah, we want our Iran back without this regime, and what we want from the Western countries, we want them to ban everybody that's going from the regime. They're going to run away. We want them to ban them, and we don't want them to support none of them at all.
Can you explain what the morality police are?
There are a big team of people that the government hired and told them to stand anywhere in the streets and look at people. If they don't like what they see, they say, come with us, because you are not wearing your hijab, or your clothes are not the way we find it appropriate. That's their job. I was once, well, I have been captured twice. One of the times, the only thing that was the issue for me was because my jeans was ripped on the knee, and they took me to a police station. They took pictures of me like a criminal, yes, and they asked me to sign that I will never do this again. And my parents had to come to the police station and bring me the appropriate, in quotation, clothes that they would let me go. They also offended my dad a lot, and they said, you as if like I am his property, a 20-something-year-old girl. They said, do you know what is your daughter doing in the streets? You have let her go. Yeah, so it's extremely humiliating.
We want to have Iran back. We want to have our Iran back. Yeah.
Do you think you'll see that?
Yeah, for sure.